Hey, bonjour Year 8, it's Mrs. Hillier here. So if you were not able to make it into school or you didn't get a French lesson in school, then this is the check-in lesson that you missed. So in this lesson, we're just going to be reviewing some stuff we did in Year 8 previously, some topics, just to get your minds back into French mode and start preparing you to finish off our last Year 8 module. So we're going to review subjects and opinions and put those things we learn from those, like the adjective and opinion phrases, to be able to talk about what sports and hobbies we like or don't like. So just to remind you then, so far in Year 8 we talked about food and drinks and places in the town. We kind of continued that from Year 7 and we did prices and higher numbers with that topic. We then talked about school and our school subjects and what we like and don't like, and we learnt a lot of adjectives to describe all of those things. We had just about started Module 6 with most classes, so that's sports and hobbies and things, and we started to continue to cover this on Moodle. We're going to be continuing with this in the last couple of weeks of this term, as well as into September to finish off Year 8. So whether or not we are in fully or whether we're doing a mixture of home and school lessons, nobody knows yet for September. So if we are not fully back in September, you do need to make sure that you are following the work on Moodle at home, because what we do in one lesson at home will follow into the next lesson, and if you have not completed the home lesson, the school lesson might be a bit more difficult. The other thing that we need to discuss with you will be your trial of Spanish. So you were due to have paused Year 8 French for a little bit after Easter and switched over to Spanish, and then had a go at that to see whether or not for the rest of Year 9 you wanted to do either French or Spanish. You will get a trial of Spanish in September. This may be just online, it may be a mix. We will have to wait and see depending on what we are allowed to do. So in case you are not yet familiar enough with the Moodle, you've obviously found Moodle to find this lesson, but you may not have completed everything you need to have completed by now. So I'm just going to show you to make sure you know everything you need to do so you're all caught up. Okay, so here's our Ponte de Lice Comp homeschool website. And if I scroll down, I can see parent area, where your parents will find the list of things you need to be doing each week. And you can also find that in pupil area. So if I go into pupil area here and then scroll down, and I will see here a list of Year 8. Click here to enter the completion list. So this is a list of everything you need to have been completing at home in this time. So for example, by the 29th of June, these are some of the things you should have completed. So for French, you actually should have completed these booklets by May the 1st. That was our original deadline, but we know not everybody did it in time. So if I click here, it will take you straight to the MFL Key Stage 3 Moodle, and we just click across to Year 8. The other way to get in is from the Ponte de Lice Study Zone homepage, which looks like this, and you can find it from the school website under Study Zone. We can scroll down to Languages, click into French, Key Stage 3, and then Year 8. So it's this booklet here, original due date May the 1st, and then the date that was changed because not everyone completed it. Okay, so you click on it to download it, and I can see mine is downloaded there. And then once I've completed it, I click in Submit, Add Submission, and then I drag and drop my file. So once I've completed it, I would then drag and drop it across like this. Okay, and then press Save Changes. You can either complete it as a Word document and upload it, or download it, print it, and complete it on paper to re-upload. Okay, so those should have been done by now, so make sure you're caught up with those. And also, there's some interactive activities then, which will help you start off with Module 6. We've got a sports word search here, and a sports fill in the blanks game. And then hobbies flashcards to help you learn them, and a hobbies memory game. And there's also some worksheets to help you fully develop your knowledge of this vocabulary, okay? So if I was to click in the sports word search here, I can see this is the list of words I'm looking for, and I can familiarise myself with those and then start finding the French in the grid. So I can see that le hockey, so I drag it across to select it. For some reason it won't let me select it now. but it does work. Okay, so you can have a go at that in your own time. Okay, so there we are. If I drag it all the way across to le hockey sur glace, it was working. I forgot that I didn't put hockey on the list. I put ice hockey on the list. That's why. Okay, so have a go at some of those activities, and then that will help you more with Module 6. So, continue with our lesson then. We're going to first of all recap the subjects. So to help you get back into speaking a bit of French, I'm going to say the French word and I'd like you to repeat it after me. So, le théâtre. Répétez. So you should have said le théâtre. Le gallois. So remember, OI in French always makes a wa sound. Le français. Le sport. Or we can say le PS. Le dessin. La technologie. La géographie. La religion. La musique. Les maths. L'instruction civique. L'instruction civique. L'instruction civique. Bit of a tricky one, that one. L'informatique. So notice in French, IN is pronounced like AN. L'informatique. L'anglais. L'histoire. Is that wa sound? L'histoire. Not l'historie. L'espagnol. Les sciences. And that's where les maths should have been. Okay? Can you remember why they've been grouped this way? So well done if you thought or said that we've got masculine words, feminine, plural, and these are all words that start with a vowel. Okay? It doesn't mean they're girly or boyish subjects. It's to do with the spelling. So remember, if a word ends in E, it's feminine. Or if it looks like the masculine, it tends to be English. That isn't always the case. So for example, la religion doesn't end in E, but it's feminine. And obviously these ones, they are not in the feminine and masculine list, although they're either masculine or feminine. It's because they start with a vowel. That they go over here, we drop the E or A, and instead of saying la instruction, we say l'instruction. Okay, and then these are plural because they are more than one. There's more than one type of maths and more than one science. So what I'd like you to do, either with the worksheet printed out that you would have received in your pack if you've had that home by now, or download the document, the worksheet below the video and fill it in online, or print it to fill it in. I want you to fill in as many of the subjects in English as you think you remember. Okay? So make sure you've paused the video to take as long as you need, and then unpause when you're ready. So here's the answers then. We've got drama, Welsh, French, languages and English always have a capital letter. PE, art, it looks like design. DT, that one's obviously geography, RE and music, so I haven't put the English there for those. PSE, ICT, English, history, Spanish, and then science and maths. So check your answers, and then you can go back and check your pronunciation of any you're not quite sure of how to say by rewinding the video. Okay, so now we're going to just do a little game sort of thing. So I want you to just shout out the subject that is missing. Qu'est-ce qui manque? So I'll go back and show you that again. Qu'est-ce qui manque? Pause if you want to think longer. Maybe you shouted out or just said la musique. That's what's missing. Okay, qu'est-ce qui manque? So pause the video and try and think in French. Tell me what's missing. So we have le gallois, les sciences. So have a look again. There's going to be trois this time. 3, qu'est-ce qui manque? Pause, have a think. say them in French, and then pause. So you have la technologie, la religion, le sport. A few more this time. So same again, pause and then keep going when you're ready. We have l'anglais, le dessin, l'histoire, and le théâtre. And lots more this time. So pause, try and say them in French, and then keep going. La religion, le gallois, la musique, les sciences, la technologie, and l'histoire. Okay, what can you remember about giving your opinion? So I want you to pause the video and have a think, without looking at the worksheet, about what these two questions and the possible answers mean. So you might have remembered the answers better than the question. We've got qu'est-ce que tu aimes? What do, so what, que, do, est-ce que, tu, you, aime, like. What do you like? So we can either say j'adore, I love, or j'aime. Let's practice the pronunciation there. J'adore, j'adore, j'aime, j'aime, or what do you not like? Qu'est-ce que tu n'aimes pas? So we can say je n'aime pas or je déteste. I don't like and I hate. So je n'aime pas. Répétez, repeat. Je n'aime pas. Je déteste. Okay, so let's make some sentences. Shout them out, okay? And obviously just you and I for this lesson. So just tell me some of the sentences that go with the images. So if I asked you, qu'est-ce que tu aimes? What do you like? You would answer with j'aime. So how would you say, I like art? Hopefully you said j'aime le dessin. I like Welsh. You can pause for longer to think, but it's j'aime le gallois. Pause if you need it. The sentence is j'aime l'histoire. I like history. Qu'est-ce que tu n'aimes pas? What don't you like? Je n'aime pas. So pause while you think, what I don't like French. So, je n'aime pas le français. Pause again, I don't like science. Je n'aime pas les sciences. And I don't like PE. Je n'aime pas le sport. What do you love? Qu'est-ce que tu adores? J'adore la musique. How would you say, I love technology or DT? Pause to think. J'adore la technologie. I love science. J'adore les sciences. I love English. J'adore l'anglais. And finally, qu'est-ce que tu détestes? What do you hate? So what would be I hate maths? Je déteste les maths. I hate Welsh. Je déteste le gallois. Remember that wa sound? And I hate geography. Je déteste la géographie. Okay, so we can remember some simple opinions. I love, I like, I hate, and so on. But can we remember any reasons to go with those? So on your sheet, I'd like you to try and match up the French with the English. See how many you can remember. So pause and see how many of these you can match up either by lines or numbering them, and then unpause when you're ready to check. So amusant is fun. Intéressant, interesting. Passionnant, exciting. Sans sas, awesome. Génial, great. Facile, easy. Ennuyeux, boring. Nul is rubbish. Difficile is difficult. So check your answers and let's check your pronunciation. So repeat after me. Amusant. Intéressant. Passionnant. Sans sas. Génial. Facile. Ennuyeux. This is a more difficult one. Ennuyeux. Ennuyeux. Nul. Difficile. Okay, so now we've got our opinions and reasons on the sheets. I want you to have a go at translating. So see how many of these you can put into the English. They get gradually a little bit more tricky. And then how many of these you can put into the French. So use these white boxes to help you. Pause the video. You have everything you need either on the sheet or in the box. The only part that I haven't talked about today is this underline part, just to see if you can remember a bit of extra information. So on your sheet, either writing down or typing into your answers, pause the video and take as long as you need to work these out. Don't use Google Translate, you will learn nothing that way and it'll possibly give you wrong answers. So we should have I like French because it's interesting, so mark yours in a different colour. I love ICT because it's really easy. I hate geography because it's we've got some intensifiers over here, difficult. However, the teacher is nice. We did that quite a while ago. Then, je n'aime pas le dessin car ou parce que. There's two different ways to say because. Je pense que, so this person's added in a sentence starter. C'est très ennuyeux. C'est très ennuyeux. J'adore le sport parce que c'est vraiment facile, mais l'anglais est difficile. So they've made a comparison here. Okay, so that's a good way to phrase your sentences. And the same again, another comparison, but a bit more detail. J'aime le théâtre car c'est génial. Cependant, je déteste la musique parce que c'est vraiment nul. So check your answers with a different colour, and then when you're ready, unpause the video and move on. So some classes were able, before the lockdown, to start the sports and hobbies topic. So how many of the following sports can you either remember or can you work out? Okay, so football, it's le foot. Repeat that, le foot. Répétez, le foot. Qu'est-ce que c'est rugby en français? C'est le rugby. Répétez, le rugby. Le basket, répétez. So repeat. Tennis, any ideas? It's le tennis. So you start to see lots of similar to the English, but we sometimes have to change our pronunciation. So le tennis, not tennis, le tennis. Le volleyball, or sometimes they just say le volley. This is le ping-pong, le ping-pong. Le hockey sur glace, le hockey sur glace, literally hockey on ice. This is la natation. Lots of people end up saying nation with this one and they miss out the middle syllable. So it's la, nat, a, and then shun words in English are pronounced sillon in French. La natation, la natation. La gymnastique, la gymnastique. Les cartes, les cartes. So a game as opposed to a sport. And a final game, les échecs, les échecs. Okay, so what I'd like you to do on your worksheets now, I've added a few more sports or activities, is have a go at writing down the English for as many as you can remember. Now, I've written a reminder here that you don't need to write down the English for any that you do know. Like le foot looks a lot like football and badminton's the same. So don't write the English for all of them. Just write the ones down that you think you're going to forget that we've relearnt today, and then we'll check them. So pause the video. Okay, so from this point now, write down any word that you didn't know and make sure you have checked the ones that you've had a go at. And remember, they're grouped this way because we've got masculine words, words that look a lot like the English, feminine words, so words that end in E or shun, sion in French, always or usually feminine. These start with a vowel, that's why they're different. And so our feminines are here, and then we've got plurals. More than one. You play with more than one cart, you play with more than one chess piece. Okay, so we should have football, badminton, volleyball, rugby, basketball, obviously, judo, skateboarding, hockey, cycling, golf, surfing, table tennis, tennis, horse riding, athletics, swimming, gymnastics, dancing, cards, and chess. So pause the video to write any down that you did not have the English for. So now you're going to write a few sentences about what sports or hobbies you like, hate, and so on. So can you try to remember some of the really important things you've learned this year for making your writing a bit more interesting and detailed? So add in some level 4 liquids and also but, however, some things like that, okay? Make sure you use some intensifiers as well. Don't just tell me I like gymnastics because it's easy. Tell me it's really easy or quite easy. And can you use some more level 6 sentence starters? So I think that, on the one hand, in my opinion. So use this here as well as the help boxes to help you structure your sentences. So an example might be, J'aime le foot parce que c'est assez passionnant. I like football because it's quite exciting. Aussi, j'adore le surf parce que j'aime la plage. Et à mon avis, c'est vraiment amusant. Also, I love surfing because I like the beach, and in my opinion, it's really fun. However, cependant, je déteste la danse car c'est trop difficile. However, I hate dancing because it's too difficult. So pause the video, use the space on your sheet to write or type your opinion on some sports or hobbies. Do not use Google Translate, we will be able to tell. Okay, well done, Year 8. So remember from now on to keep checking Moodle for more work, and if you have not caught up on all the work, make sure you do as much as you can. Don't panic if you have fallen behind. Obviously, you had a long time off, some of you not doing anything when we did have some work to be done back in May. But if you've only just been realising and kind of getting your mind back into working mode, then just do what you can before the summer, or maybe even do a little bit over the summer. You're feeling a bit bored in the 6 weeks to catch up before September. So keep an eye out on Moodle, keep checking the school website and the blog for what you need to do each week. And if you want to keep up your vocabulary over the summer, in French, you can use Quizlet or Duolingo, which are both apps or websites which are brilliant for learning languages. The Quizlet link is on the Year 8 Moodle page, and it'll take you straight to the Year 8 words to learn. And then the Duolingo is just a little bit more fun and working through lots of different vocabulary. Another thing you can do is to get a head start on the Spanish and start learning Spanish on Duolingo to give you a little bit of a head start and a better flavour to help you decide which language to do in Year 9. Okay, well done, and if you have any questions, please get in touch. Please now submit your lesson, your work, either a picture of the worksheet if you had it, the printed form, or upload the completed document to the submission below the video. Okay, well done, Year 8. Au revoir, and hopefully we will see you soon.